Welcome to this how-to video. My name is Kelly Campbell and I look after Protecht ERM online help. In this video series, we're going through the process of creating a register step by step. This is the second video in the series. We're going to create some sections and fields for the register form so users can enter data into the fields and you can report on that data in analytics. So here's a breakdown of what we'll be looking at in this video. First, how sections work within registers. Next, how to create a section. And finally, how to add fields to that section. So first, let's have a quick refresher on how sections work. A section is a container for your fields, grouping related fields and creating a visual layout. A register can hold more than one section, and sections can be arranged on different tabs. We'll set up some tabs in the next video. You can control access to fields through section permissions. Let's look at how we create a section. First, open up Section Designer within the application where you want to create the register. If you haven't created any of your own applications, just use the default registers application like I'm doing here. There's more information about applications in Protecht ERM help. Click Create New and then provide a section name. I'm creating an incident details section for my safety incident register. Now to add the fields, you'll need to refer back to your form design and the field types you need. Then, in your section, open the Fields tab and expand the folders to locate the field type you need. Drag the field type onto the left or right column in the editing space. A field dialog will open, and here you'll need to define the field settings. For help with these settings, use the field reference guide. The field name should be unique and preferably not changed. If you want to use a longer display name or change the label on the form, use the optional field label. Not changing the field name will help you avoid breaking dashboards and reports that use the field's data. I'm adding a user field so I can look up the user field type in the field reference guide to check what the individual settings mean and how I can apply them. I'm going to define this user field to default to the current user, so the person who is completing the entry form is entered as the reported by user. I can also make this field required at all times by selecting the required checkbox. And when the field setup is complete, click OK to close the dialog. We can then repeat that process to keep adding more fields to the section. So I'm going to add a date field here. And I just continue doing that with all of my different fields until the section is complete. The left column and right column in the editing space correspond to the left and right of the entry form. If you want any field to use the entire width of the entry form, select the Span checkbox. Click Preview on the bottom to see a representation of how your section design may appear in the form. Finally, save the section, and then it's ready to be added to a register. For a shortcut, you can also create shell sections with only a name, as I'm doing here, adding the fields in a later step when we create the register. This can be a faster way to create your sections, and we'll see how to add the fields to this shell section when we're setting up the register in the next video. So that's it for creating the sections and fields. In the next video, we'll create the register and define some of the basic register settings.